Paul Simon's 1975 hit, 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. It's in the key of G and it's in 4/4 time, and it remains to this day one of his biggest hits. So I'm going to take a look at some of the songwriting elements that went into creating it and why it works so well. The form of the song is verse, verse, chorus, chorus, verse, verse, chorus, chorus, with the title of the song repeated at the end of each verse, making it the refrain. The rhyming scheme is A, 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 then the refrain, which means that the words at the end of each line of the verse harmonically rhyme. The music in the verses is very interesting in that there's an E minor with a G bass note, then a D6, a C major 7, a B7 flat 9, a D sharp diminished. Not your typical chords for a folky R&B tune, which this is. There's a good reason for the uncommon chords in that they set up a mood of pensiveness, and if we look at the verse melody, we can see this device carried through. The melody line is built in around the B note. Now the B note is in the key of G is the subdominant note. The subdominant note of the scale, according to Pat Patterson in his talk on porosity, leads away from the tonic and introduces uncertainty and instability. Now remember that, I'll come back to it. The melody is consistent through the verses, so let's take a look at the lyrics and see what's going on. The first line of the song, possibly the strongest power position of any song, and this one's particularly effective. "The problem is all inside your heads," she said to me. Now there's a lot going on there. In one line he's done so much. He's set up the who's who, he's singing to us in first person, relating, supposedly verbatim, an intimate conversation with a mysterious female other. And her words have revealed in one line there's a problem, tension, there's intimacy and an appeal, all without telling us anything. He's shown us. The next line says, "The answer is easy if you take it logically." So this female other is in the process of giving him some hopefully friendly advice. Then we're shown that whoever she is, she cares about him. "I'd like to help you with your struggle to be free." And then there must be 50 ways to leave your lover. And that's the refrain. The song title, the last line of the verse, another power position. And now we know what the aforementioned problem was, to get free of his lover. Now this is all very effective songwriting, and remembering back to the case of the subdominant B that features heavily in the melody and its instability. He's not certain if this advice in the verse is really helpful. It's also interesting to note that the refrain in the song is sung around the tonic G. Now we've moved from instability to stability. And while he's questioning her reasoning, she's certain about this one piece of advice, which quite obviously is to leave. She's not just telling him to leave, but proposing just how easy it is to do. It should be a done deal. The second verse is more of the same melodically. Lyrically, it's telling us a bit more about the speaker, and more than 90% of the song is the words of the speaker, this female unknown woman's words. "It's not a habit to intrude, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be crude, but again, there must be 50 ways to leave your lover." Now, she repeats the refrain over an E minor, A minor bridge, both diatonic chords, triads, straight out of the G major scale. More certainty. And note that this is productive repetition here, not lazy songwriting. It's an important part of the song, and it's not the chorus. So, now, the chorus, we all know, and this is almost nursery rhyme simplicity. Slip out the back, Jack. So here we get another type of contrast from the carefully persuasive reasoning of the verses. Here's an almost childish piece of advice, along with all the irresponsibility that entails. The chorus repeats twice to ram this message home, and also because the whole thing is one big hook. It's easy to remember, it's fun to sing, and it's very catchy. Also, the music picks up here. The drumming changes from that military snare to a straight 4/4 rock beat, and the bass line changes from a dreamy sustained notes to a pumping rock rhythm. Then we're back to the verses again. And she's still cajoling, offering, convincing, and he's starting to think about it now. He says at the end of verse 3, "Please explain to me about the 50 ways." Now the final verse, she does a flip. "Let's just sleep on it tonight," she says. "It'll seem clear in the morning." And then she kissed me, and I realised she probably was right. The final line of the verse, the next most important power position in a song, and doesn't it speak volumes? I'll leave it up to you how to interpret that, because in another testimony to fine songwriting, everyone can get a different take on it. Then we get back to the rocking out and singing along with the timeless chorus, and there you have it. It's a compelling narrative, it's open to interpretation, it's got a great hook, great use of prosody, and all working cohesively to create a successful song.